last year, me showing you the pictures of Father's 80th party.
Yes. I must say your mum didn't look anything like 80 in there.
She doesn't now, believe me. She's a bit like my father, you just wouldn't guess.
People are getting younger every day.
And she takes such an interest in herself, Mary. I mean, she wouldn't dream of getting up and not combing her hair through beautifully each day. She takes such an interest in her appearance. Yes. I think this is why she looks to us and appears so young.
I thought she might have had sort of rather a shock when she walked in, because Vivian had arranged for me to be there at, you know, where we had tea, and to be sort of sitting quietly, and so that when her mother and father came in, I could just be there, and she would suddenly see me as a surprise, you see. And I thought, oh, well, I hope this all works well, because, you know...
But she accepts surprise.
She loved it.
And you see, the nice thing was, Mary, I telephoned her. Her birthday landed in the week, and we had a surprise party on the Sunday with all of the families at the little village hall that we had Father's party at. Her sisters and father's brothers and sisters and all of the families. That was a complete surprise. But on her actual birthday on the Thursday, I telephoned and said, I'd like to take you down to the little village place. There's a little place quite near where they live, where they do cream teas and lovely cakes. And I said, I'd just like to take you and Father, nobody else, for a quiet tea. And they said, oh, you can't afford it, but anyway, they said they'd come. And another friend came with me, and she knocked on Mother's door. I waited in the car, and apparently Mother thought, well, who's this coming up the door to collect us? And that was the first surprise, lovely surprise. And then, of course, we arrived in the restaurant, and Judy was sat there waiting. And the oohs and the ahs, it was lovely.
I just said, happy birthday, you see, and she must have assumed it was just somebody who knew it was her birthday. And she said, oh, thank you very much. And then she sort of did a double take. Hello, Judy. Yes. Good Lord, what are you doing here?
It was better than giving them a bag of gold, wasn't it? They were so pleased and surprised, and Father's very emotional. He had a couple of teardrops on
that's
it.
right.
Yes.
Yes.
But the nice thing was, wasn't it, we were all sat down at tea, and somebody came out and said, hello, Vivian.
Ex-boyfriend.
Oh, really? No, it wasn't a boyfriend. It was somebody when I was, I suppose, 9 or 10, I used to go to music lessons with. And I said, join us for tea. Don't look like that,
It's a good story,
Mary.
isn't it, Mary? It's a good story, I tell you.
And he joined us for tea, and, you know, it made it quite a nice little party.
And the rest of us didn't get a word in edgeways, did we?
Well, I wouldn't say that.
I think that's lovely, but why I was looking at her like that, as she said, was I was wondering what instrument it is that you blow, play, strike, or whatever. What is it?
Well, I played the organ in chapel, didn't I? That was what I was learning
I
for.
didn't know you did.
Yes.
Oh, did you?
Yes.
Oh, gosh, how very holy.
But he did say that he, you know, he rather fancied me in those days, but he'd never told me.
What a shame.
Wasn't it a
Fancy
shame?
telling her now, she's a much married woman.
Well, actually, I thought it was quite clever of him. You know.
But that's the nice thing about Mother and Father. I mean, they didn't look down their noses. They're just delighted that somebody else joined them.
They sound like fun.
Yes.
I think your mother thoroughly enjoyed it. And they made a lovely cake.
Standing next to a model. Well, now, what was it she said, Avril? When you put your hand in your pocket, leave your thumb out, otherwise your hand disappears altogether like
Unless
that.
it's a coat pocket, and then you can go right down in them,
can
like
you?
that. Yes,
Yeah, well, that's the coat, and this is the coat dress. You know, we've dressed up to show you. This is, you know, Cherry's friend, Maureen Baker.
Yes.
Well, it's Cherry's idea.